Welcome to the Healthy and Wealthy and Wise podcast with global sales trainer and professional speaker, Lois Kofi. Each week, it is her goal to share inspiration and education for you to be, do, have the best health and wealth and wisdom for your life.
Well, hello again, everyone. Happy Friday. If you're tuning into the live here with Healthy and Wealthy and Wise and Lois Kofi, I am the host, a sales success coach and podcaster who's super excited to continue this journey of September, what I call Suicide Awareness Month and mental health focus. So each week I've been bringing guest after guest after guest, and I have an amazing guest today. I'm going to introduce her in just a couple of moments here. She's a compelling story that will really inspire you. So please, if you're tuning in now, or if you are watching the replay, just hit hashtag live, hashtag replay. But most importantly, share this message, because our hope today and every week during this amazing month of focusing on mental health and suicide awareness and prevention is to share these messages that could touch someone's heart, impact someone's mind, and help them really seek their highest and best self during this 2020 that we're living in right now. So again, if you're joining us for the first time, you can also join my Healthy and Wealthy Wise Facebook group, where you can meet my amazing guest here later today or whenever, and connect with her if you really connect with her story. And you will find this on iTunes and on my website at healthyandwealthyandwise.com come Monday morning. But I'm super excited to have with me today Liza Lomax. Gosh, I can't remember when we met. I want to say it's been at least 8 years, when I was still newer to Minnesota back in the day. And we met through the Holistic Chamber because we're both like-minded in that regard. And Liza has transformed into an amazing body image coach. When you follow her on Facebook, you're going to laugh, you're going to cry, you're going to learn so much from her and be so inspired. So that's one of the reasons I wanted to bring her here today. She's also a personal trainer and a holistic nutritionist, and she really wants to help people get to that root cause of whatever has been causing you to yo-yo with your weight, helping with women with their relationship with their food and their bodies, and really improve that image and that mirror that people are looking into proverbially every day. So Liza, I'm just going to go ahead and shut up and turn it over to you. I'm intrigued because I don't know how many people know body image coaches. I don't meet one every day. Mm-hmm. So I'm really excited to hear more about your story and how did you get to where you are as a body image coach, personal trainer, and all the amazing things that you do.
Oh, goodness. So it's been, we've known each other for a long time. I remember when we first met and we just like instantly clicked, and it's been such a long time. I'm like, how's it been already 8 years? That's like, I don't know, maybe longer. I don't know. But yes, so I'm Liza Lomax. My business is Love Your Body Coaching, and I'm a body image coach. And yes, you don't hear about that every day. And what is a body image coach? Body image actually goes much, much deeper than just the outer exterior. It really goes in the interior, and it's all about healing that interior. It's all about healing those mindsets, healing those stories, those behaviors, and those habits that we've created essentially since we were kids. Right away when we're kids, we're told we have to look a certain way and dress a certain way and act a certain way and be a certain way. And we're given these set of rules that's telling us we have to be like this. And so then we go through our childlike years, and we go through our teen years, and we go even our adult years, trying to fix all these things about ourselves when all of it is just BS. I mean, none of it matters as long as you are yourself and you're authentic and you're real and you're raw. But we lose that. We lose our confidence. We lose our authenticity. We lose those things about ourselves based on society, based on our environment, based on our families, everything around us. We open up magazines and we see pictures of models that are like, distorted in different ways or airbrushed. And as young girls, we think, oh, we need to aspire to be that way. Or we need to aspire to look that way. And so we create these stories and these habits, and then we become adults where we're completely messed up in the heads. We're constantly comparing ourselves to other people. We constantly think that we're not good enough. We're not smart enough. We're not beautiful enough. We're not this, we're not that. We can't do this. We can't do that. I mean, it's over and over and over again. And so we have all these mindsets that's preventing us from living our authentic lives, preventing us from being us. And why I do what I do, I've had my own transformational story, why I do this. Because I mean, to do body image coaching, first of all, it's very unique. You don't hear it every day, but there's always this, something like this. There's always a story behind why that person does what they do. And so I, to kind of go back to my childhood, I was the oldest of four, and I really became the pseudo parent in the household. So I put myself on the back burner right away in my childhood, taking care of my three other siblings, making me that doormat, that people pleaser, that I based my worth on what other people thought of me. I had to take care of everybody else, couldn't take care of myself. I had a lot of toxicity in the household. Grew up in a very religious household as well, and I went through my young years thinking that I had to look like the models in the magazines and on the TV and in the movies and all these things, and I thought I had to emulate these things, and so I started having an eating disorder. I was anorexic. I would starve myself. By the time I was 16, I went the complete opposite route. So I went from being super, super tiny to being 300 pounds at 26 years old. And I, after 16, I decided that food was my comforts. And so I ate and I ate and I ate and I ate and I ate. And I got up to 300 pounds. And at that time, I had a 2-year-old, and the doctor told me I was going to die if I didn't lose weight. And so I was like, well, I want to live to see my son grow older, so I'm going to lose the weight. Again, put myself on the back burner, put my needs, my wants aside to help, to make myself a better person so that I could see my son grow up older, so I could do it for my son. And so I lost 105 pounds in 13 months.
Wow.
But I didn't change my mindset. And so then I continued that yo-yo cycle again, over and over and over again, trying every diet fad, every diet powder, every diet pill, diet shake, you name it. I've been there, tried that. I've tried every single diet out there imaginable. I would lose some weight. I would gain some weight. I would lose some weight. I would gain some weight. I lose it. And then I gain it right back. And then some. And I stayed on this yo-yo dieting trail for a long time, along with a lot of toxicity in my life. I had one bad relationship after another, very abusive, mentally, physically, verbally. I put myself in situations nobody should ever put themselves into. I was addicted to diet pills. I was a heavy drinker. I did things, just horrific things to my body. I wasn't quite a cutter, but I did find other things to cause pain to myself. And because I didn't want to be here anymore. I didn't want to live here anymore. I didn't see what's the purpose. What's the reason? It's like, everybody treats me like garbage. So I must be garbage, and I must not be worth anything. I must not be valuable at all. And had all these negative mindsets in my head, all this head trash going around and around in my head. And I literally hit rock bottom. And, whether you believe in God, higher source, higher power, I really believe God was just telling me that I needed to change, and something had to give. Something had to change in my life, or else I wasn't going to be here anymore. And, I always think, I'm like, there's a point when you're at that point where you're like, do I really want to not be here anymore? Or do I really want to change? Do I really want to, there's something has to be here. And I felt that there was something else here that I had to stay here for, something that I had to be here for, something that my mission in this world was much bigger than what I thought it was. Like I was worth it. I was valuable. And I knew that. And something just like this, just this light bulb just went off, there's just this booming voice telling me, hello, you need to change, and So I really had to take that step back and was like, okay, well, my whole life I've been a people pleaser, and I've been a doormat, and I've been that caregiver, and I've based my worth on what other people thought of me. And when they treated me like garbage, I thought it was garbage. And, I had all these toxic relationships in my life. I had, personal and intimate. It was just like everybody in my life was toxic. Nobody in my life supported me in anything that I did. I lived my whole life living a lie, because I was in a very religious household, because, I had all these, this toxic environment. I was also in the closet for being gay. I was also in the closet for being a medium. And, I've been an intuitive my whole entire life, and, at first I thought those gifts were good. And I thought those gifts were like, everybody had them. I thought that they were normal, and I thought the feelings that I had were normal. And then, quickly found out that they weren't. And that, I was told that everything that I was doing, or everything that I was, or everything that I believed in was evil, and it was bad, and I needed to shut it off. So right away, in my childhood, put the kibosh on that stuff, where I had to close myself off. I had to put myself in a box. I had to put myself on the back burner. I had to take care of everybody else. I couldn't be myself. I couldn't be true to me. I couldn't be authentic. I couldn't be the real me. And so I carried this stuff in my life for so long, over and over and over again. And then, again, I hit that rock bottom. And so at the time that I hit that rock bottom, I was like, okay, how do I learn to love myself? How do I take care of myself? I have no idea.
You mean they didn't teach you that in school
No.
or church or whatever?
No, because another thing, and I was just mentioning this to a person, I've preached this so many times. It's like, we are told that loving ourselves and caring for ourselves is selfish. We are told that right away, that this is selfish. You have to take care of everybody else. You have to put your needs second. You have to take care of your spouse or your kids or your family or your whoever else is around you. That's selfish to take care of yourself, which really, it's the opposite. It's not selfish. It's self-preservation. You have to take care of yourself first before you can take care of anybody else. You have to love yourself before you can love anybody else truly around you.
That's your oxygen. Right?
Putting an oxygen mask on yourself first. That's what they tell you when the plane's going down. Hello, put that on yourself. So I had to learn that. I had to learn how to do that. So I had to learn how to love myself. I had to learn how to take care of myself. So I went out and I studied every self-help book, every guru, anybody out there I could get my hands on, went and got certifications in a multitude of different things, started opening myself up, starting finding who I was, finding my authenticity, finding the things that make me happy, finding what makes me happy, what drives me. And, in the process, created my program, which is derived from my own personal experiences. And, now I help women go through the same transformation. I help them, I knew my mission in this world first was to learn how to love myself, truly, madly, deeply love myself, to the point where I could look myself naked in the mirror and accept everything I saw. I had to do that first. That was my first mission. My second mission was to actually help women teach women how to do the same exact thing. Because the mirror is a huge thing. I mean, we go to the mirror every single day and we nitpick at every single little imperfection we see. We don't see any
that's even
positives.
true. Yeah, and it's true on Zoom too, right? You probably have another level of coaching, right? Because there's even professionals that you can pay thousands of dollars. I'm going to interview one of them down the road here just about how to look awesome on Zoom, right?
Right.
Anyway, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but that just resonates because there's so many people that are, dealing with Zoom fatigue and trying to look good and look perfect on camera, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And, this is me. I come as I am. I'm just me. I'm like, I don't wear makeup. Yeah, I do my hair because, it's super cool. And I have really
awesome,
cool
by
hair,
the way. I want hair like that.
But I mean, I'm just me. I'm authentic. I don't wear anything fancy. I don't wear any jewelry. I don't wear makeup. This is just me. I've got to the point in my life where I'm like, I am true to myself. I am authentic. I am real. I am raw, and I'm honest. And so going back to the mirror, That's a huge thing for women, is that they can't look at the mirror, go to the mirror and look at themselves and just love what they see. Especially, like I have a tagline. It's like, can you look at yourself in the mirror naked and completely accept what you see? If you can't, come and see me, because I will make that happen for you. I will be able to help you look at yourself in the mirror naked and accept everything that you see. Because we nitpick at every single little thing. We think that I've got gray hair. I got to get my hair dyed. I have wrinkles. I got to start getting Botox. My nose is too big. My ears are too small. My lips are too thin. I mean, there's always something that we fixate on. And if you don't have body image struggles, or you don't have body image issues, or if you say that you don't go to the mirror and nitpick at things on your body, you're lying to yourself.
Can I ask you a question? I don't want to interrupt your story, because that very, very powerful. And thank you for being authentic and raw and real. That's really what I always want on this show. So I bring people on like you that are true to yourself and have gone through hell and back to be able to live. And so grateful that you're here to live and tell about it, especially during this time of the year of Suicide Awareness Month and everything. But how do you find, or how did you, and maybe how do you coach your clients to find authenticity? Like, is there a theme or a one root cause? Just be like, oh my God, my hair, my nose, my this, my that, or is there kind of like a plethora of causes?
There's a plethora of different things that that needs to be worked on. I mean, there's a lot of the weight is just a symptom. It's not the problem. It's just a symptom. Usually the problem is that not good enough story, that not worthy story. I'm not good enough. I'm not special enough. That's the deep rooted trauma that we have in ourselves that's causing all this head trash, all this trauma, all this negative self-talk about ourselves, all this, everything based on our environment, everything. There's so many things that encompasses it that causes, a lot of this mindset about these things.
Right on. And how do you, because I know you work with the fitness side, the nutrition side. My background, I was in the health and fitness industry for 19 years, and I'm so grateful that you're still in it. But I'll be honest, I kind of burnt out because so many people just wanted to do push-ups, sit-ups, 8-minute abs, 8-minute buns of steel, and I don't want to talk about that nutrition thing. And I know you had a journey with food, going from one extreme to the other, anorexia to 300 pounds. Like, where do you start is with all of that? Any with your, fitness and nutrition clients as well, and knowing that they might think, well, I have to starve myself in order to look good.
Right.
Like,
No,
how do you help that?
It's a process. It's like working on the mindset first and reframing and retraining all those limiting beliefs, those stories, those habits, those behaviors, retraining your brain first, because you can diet and you can have the best nutrition ever, and you can exercise the best way, have the best of the best of the best and do all that stuff. But until you change up here, nothing is going to change. That's where that yo-yo dieting comes in. It's like you'll lose weight. You'd be like, oh, I go on this diet. I'm going to lose weight. I lose like 20, 25 pounds. I feel great. And then you get off of it and you're like, because it's not long-term sustainable. Diets are not. There's a 95 to 97% failure rate on all diets. If you'll go back to the same mindset, and you'll continue to yo-yo over and over, gaining those 10, 5, 10, 15, 25, even 100 pounds over and over and over again, because you're not changing your mindset. So you really changing your mindset, and then incorporating the nutrition, and then incorporating the exercise, because nutrition is huge when you're trying to lose weight. It's 80% of losing weight. 20% is the exercise. People don't realize that. They think, oh, I'm just going to exercise and do cardio and do cardio and do cardio and do this and do this and do this. But it's like, then they're going home and eating a bag of Doritos, or eating a bag of Cheetos, or going and having Taco Bell or McDonald's. I mean, it's like you're defeating you got to take care of the nutrition first before you incorporate the exercise.
And if I can interject, because as you know, most of my clients are salespeople, entrepreneurs, and that's why my podcast is Healthy and Wealthy and Wise. It wasn't just wealthy and wise, guys, because if you don't focus on that nutrition and that health to fuel your mind and your body and your spirit, I believe, you're actually going to have probably feast or famine in your sales and in your income. I mean, it all goes together. So have you seen that also with your clients, if they're in sales or have businesses for themselves? Can they be super wealthy and super healthy? Like, do you see like there's an equivalent, a journey all in there? Like, can they focus on all of it at once as well?
No, there's steps. It's baby steps. It's like, I have business owners, specifically women. No, I mean, it's more prevalent, to have body image struggles and that kind of thing with women. There are a couple men that do reach out to me that I do work with, but it's mostly women I do work with. But we're in the process of selling ourselves. We're in the business of selling ourselves. We're in the business of promoting ourselves. And if you're not comfortable and confident in your own skin, how are you going to sell to other people? How are you going to project that out into the world? If you can't accept yourself and your body and who you are, you can't even get in front of a camera. You can't even get in front of do a live, on Facebook. You can't even do any of these things. You can't take pictures. If you're not comfortable and confident, you can't sell yourself. You can't sell yourself. Nobody's going to resonate with you. They're going to run for the hills. You're never going to get sales. You're never going to get those, those big time clients because you're not comfortable with yourself. So you have to be comfortable and confident in yourself. I mean, I've had women that are in the health and wellness industry, and they're like, I feel like an imposter because I am heavier than I should be, or I don't look a certain way. And I'm selling these products, and here I'm, it's like, okay, well, first of all, we got to work on that confidence. I mean, so your sales are going to keep decreasing if you're not confident in yourself, if you're not able to sell yourself, you're not able to put that out there.
Oh, I talk about that all the time. People are buying you.
Yes.
They're buying your belief about yourself, and then your services, your products, your vision, however you come across. It's all about energy, right? Law of attraction
is
a hell of a lot more than The Secret or whatever. It's whatever you think you create. And if that's brilliant. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So how do people, how do they work with you? And I know you have like an event coming up in October. I'd love for you to share more about that too, here before we get towards the end of the call.
Yeah. So, I work one-on-one and it's through Zoom. So you can be anywhere in the world, anywhere in the United States, anywhere. I can be anywhere. So work one-on-one, and, it's a 12-month program, and I always offer a free session. So, to start out, because I always like to make sure that it's a fit for you and it's a fit for me. I always want to make sure that it's a match, that we feel like we can work together. And to schedule that call, it's just talkwithliza.com. Very simple. You go on, book a free session. We have a phone, we do a Zoom call, we chat, we talk about some things that are, where you're at, where you want to be, what's going on, get down to the nitty gritty, get down to like what really is the core issues and what's going on. And then we talk about, if we feel like it's a match, then I talk about go deeper into how we can, incorporate coaching, how I can coach you, what that entails, all the details and things like that. And then, yes, I have a mental health and wellness conference that is coming up in October. It's October 19th through the 25th. It's called Mentally Charged, and it's mentallycharged.net. You can check that out. We have 20 plus speakers. It's very inclusive, very diverse. It's the first of its kind. A lot of people do like health and wellness and wellness and health, but I've never seen a mental wellness conference or mental health and wellness. And we have a lot of great specialist experts in just a plethora of different things revolving around mental health and wellness. So we have we have 4 speakers every day during that whole week. And then at the end of the week, we have an LGBTQ panel, which will talk about health and wellness also within the communities as well. I'm part of that community as well, that panel. And then each speaker has a different day, and they have a different topic that's geared to mental health and wellness. We have like parents that have kids with mental health, or if you struggle with mental health, we have mental health and movement. So how to move with mental health. We have an author that she just wrote a book 2 months ago that came out with teens and anxiety. And so there's just a plethora of different experts and specialists that we have that are going to be speaking during the conference.
And I put that in the comments below, but it's mentallycharged.net.
.net. Yep.
Okay.
And you can go in and you can read about each speaker, what their topics are, what they are experts in, what they're going to talk about, when their videos are going to be dropped into that particular day. It's all on Facebook. We do all the videos through Zoom. They're pre-recorded and then they're just dropped in those days. And it's affordable for everybody to have access to these experts.
That is so awesome. And you made me think of 2 more questions. So this is why I'm glad I had you bring that up. First, going back to your 12-month coaching. And I know the power of changes. They used to say 21 days to make it a habit, and that's crap. So I'm happy to hear that you're doing a 12-month program. Do you find in your experience, Liza, that 12 months is the right amount of time to go from 0 to hero, or to that, oh, I can't stand to look at myself on Zoom or in the mirror, and then 12 months later they're transformed? Or what do you think is kind of like the average time frame to shift that consciousness and change it for the better?
Well, you can't change a habit in 21 days. We know that. Our brains don't work that way. You can't change a habit in 22 days. You can't change a habit in 66 days. It can take anywhere between 66 days to like 254 days, I think it is, to actually change a habit. And for some people, it takes up to a year to change one habit. So I was doing short stints in my coaching, and I was finding that people would get to like 3 months and 6 months, even 8 months, and still slip back into some of those old habits. And so I thought, I think a year is a good starting point. And then, after that year, then they go into, group coaching, with me, because I do group coaching. I do one-on-one group coaching, and I do laser coaching. And so then they can fall back, and they still have this coaching, but it's not like the intense one-on-one, but they still have that accountability. They still have that, they can go into something else, because this is a long-term thing. It's a long-term sustainable change in your life. You have to continuously keep evolving and changing and growing as you're going on and on and on. It's not a one-time fix. It's not a 2-week fix. It's not a 6-month fix. It's a lifetime fix. You have to constantly do these things over and over and over again for them to be deeply ingrained in us, for them to create. So it's a habit. So it's that habit we create. You have to do it over and 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 over as many times as you possibly can for it to be deeply ingrained in there.
That's awesome. I'm a certified 12-week year trainer, and I have a workshop tomorrow because next week is Q4. So I also want to encourage you guys, don't wait till New Year's resolutions, right, Liza? Liza and I, we don't do the resolution crap. Okay. So don't wait to start on that consciousness, interrupt, shift, whatever mindset, go. I encourage you guys to reach out, as I know I have 1 or 2 more questions for you, but I just want to remind you guys to connect with Liza. It sounds like you do work with occasional guys, but it's mostly women, right? So guys, don't be ashamed to go reach out to Liza.
I've had a couple guys that are like, well, I kind of act feminine a little bit, I'm sure it'd be okay. And I'm like, well, I just have to tweak it a little bit. I'm like, okay.
Well, I'm a huge fan of Prince, and he was like, it's not about being a man, a woman, gay or straight, black or white. We're all souls wandering this earth together for the greater good.
Exactly what I tell them. Yep.
To connect and to love one another. And so I encourage you guys to join her Love Your Body, Love Yourself Facebook group. Is that just for women, or do you let some dudes get in there?
It is just for women. Yes.
Okay. That's okay. No, and I respect that. I respect that. My last guest had the same thing. So I think that's awesome. So you guys refer all your women to Liza's group, and, start to see what she's all about and what she shares and what she has to offer. So I can't thank you enough today, for being here today, Liza. And I always close with a question to kind of round it out. And before I do that, because I want to close on you, I just want to make a couple of announcements and reminders for people as we're rounding out the Suicide Awareness Month. You can join my Healthy and Wealthy and Wise community. I've got 2 more interviews, one on Sunday morning. I don't normally do Sundays, but I call her my guru from India. She's a Reiki master. She works with entities and, removing stuff from your soul that might be holding you back. That's called Problems into Possibilities. And the next Wednesday, I have my own advanced grief therapist, because we all go through grief. We all have gone through loss and trauma this year. And I'm not ashamed at all to say I've had to call in my own therapist to help me grow and move through some of my own mental trauma and things of that nature to help me be my best version of myself. So she's going to come in on Wednesday and talk about how, grief is not a head thing, it's a heart thing. And how can you work through that and connect your head and heart and heal through whatever trauma, job loss, COVID-19, all of the things, relationships, even like what you were talking about, if you've had families that maybe have shunned you because you're gay or whatever, that's all grief and loss and trauma. And that's one of the biggest things that causes suicide, in my personal opinion. So please join my Facebook community to tune into that. And then I'm also going to be on Tuesday sharing a interview with Brian Moran on how to finish 2020 stronger, hopefully, than you started. So that'll all be inside of my Healthy and Wealthy Wise Facebook community, as well as Liza. You can connect with her there after today. And I'd love to finish with my last question for you that I finish for all of my guests, because I love hearing different people's perspectives, right? This show, meanings, the name has a huge meaning for me, Healthy and Wealthy and Wise. But when you hear that phrase, Liza, what does that mean for you?
I take it to a spiritual kind of standpoint. So being healthy spiritually, wealthy to me doesn't necessarily mean monetary. It means just wealthy in life, with staying in that gratitude, staying in that happiness, staying in that love vibration, and, resonating in that state. And then wise is also spiritually. It's like, I believe that a lot of us are not, and could be a whole other topic though too, but, we're spiritual beings having a human experience, and we've lived multiple lives, and we lived had multiple lives over and over again. And we've collected, different things that make us wise and make us healthy, make us wealthy. We collect all those things from lifetime to lifetime to lifetime, and who make us who we are today. And but we constantly evolve, we constantly change, and constantly grow in all those aspects. So to me, when I hear that, I think it is a spiritual. It's a spiritual experience to be healthy, wealthy, and wise. And how can I incorporate that, or how can you incorporate that spiritually into your life? And not meaning like healthy, meaning that you're taking care of yourself, you're taking care of yourself, you're taking care of your body, but it's also spiritual too, and then that wealthy and then the wise aspect. So that's how I would look at it.
That's awesome. And you're my inspiration too, because me, I was an Ironman triathlete. Healthy for me was I had to look like a model, all of the BS that you talked about earlier. I've gained 20 pounds this year and I'm not freaking out about it.
Yay!
The moral of the story, guys, listen to Liza, and her amazing definition right there is so true to the message and theme. We really want you guys to be your highest and best version of yourself, and love yourself. And the more you love yourself, the more you're going to attract into your life, and the more sales you're going to make, and the better your business relationships will be, which will take you to the next level in your career. I've experienced that. Liza has experienced that. And we'll probably have to have you come back again, Liza, so we can take what you just said to a whole nother level. So yes. Thank you again for being here. Again, guys, if you found value in this today, please share it with those friends that that are hurting right now, who are going through life and not growing through it, just kind of feeling like they've hit rock bottom. And hopefully this message today will inspire you and them. And until next time, as I always like to say, here's to your best health, your best wealth, whatever that means for you, and your best wisdom. Bye-bye for now.
Hey guys, thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe, refer a friend, and please drop me a rating or a review. If you do that, I'll reward you with a free 20-minute free coaching session on crafting your journey to your best self. Reach out to me at lois@loiscoffee.com to claim your 20-minute slot. Until next time, be healthy, wealthy, and wise.